Responding can cost you everything. Be slow to speak. God can handle people better, way better than you. Shout out to KarkarLoves for this quote because you are definitely a real one. And collective, I feel like you're the type now that you literally let God handle your battles. Like you are really getting comfortable in the power of staying silent, right? You used to be so reactive to everything, because at one point you had a big ego. You went through so many ego deaths. It's not even funny. Like you're a whole different person, collective. But before you used to be very egotistical. You know what I'm saying? Like you used to be braggadocious. You used to really think that you were the best at everything. You know what I'm saying? Even sometimes people even thought that you would call you a know-it-all. You know what I'm saying? Because you would always have an explanation or answer for everything, right? And so you were very mouthy at one point in your life, right? And you would be very reactive and responsive. So when people would be shady or throw shots at you, you would feel the need to get reactive and respond and throw shots back. Like you are the type of person who you always had to have the last word, Like if you got into an argument with somebody, you would always feel the need to get the last word. The argument would never end because you feel like you always need to get the last word. You always got something to say after somebody else. A very snappy energy, right? You'd be very quick to speak. And in the past, this would get you in a lot of trouble. Sometimes this would embarrass you because you're speaking too soon or you're speaking on stuff that you don't have full information on. Or maybe you're being too reactive and this gets you into trouble. Maybe you lose out on opportunities because you're unstable or you're looked at as mentally unstable, Or maybe you destroyed a relationship or connection that could have been saved or severed, if you would have just been silent or if you went about it a different way. You know what I'm saying? Over time, you realize your actions for you being so reactive and responsive, you understand that how damaging that was for you. And it blocked a lot of your blessings and it created additional obstacles that were unnecessary for you, because of your mouth, And so you really had to learn how to put a muzzle on your mouth, because at one point your mouth used to be very lethal. You could literally hurt somebody's feelings to the point where you would send them into a long-term depression. You know what I'm saying? You could literally, your mouth could, the way you speak, you could motivate a whole group of people to get back on track in life. Or you could also use your tongue to be very destructive, and so your tongue was very powerful and lethal, and you understand that, collective. And so you realize okay, I gotta chill out. I gotta take a step back here, because I'm hurting people unnecessary and I'm creating additional obstacles and things that don't need to really be here, and so a lot of the times also you realize that when you opened your mouth up too much, you might have shared too much to the wrong person and it got back to the wrong person. And now you're blocking your own blessings. You're putting yourself in danger because of what you've said. So over time, you've learned from these mistakes, and you realized by staying connected to Source God, and with you being connected to God, God was showing you and giving you answers and messages. And so once you realize, wait a minute, I'm connected to source and source is giving me information and downloads. Okay, so I need to chill out. I need to take a step back. I need to just be observing more and reacting less. And this is what you've done, collective. You learned how to observe more and react less, right? You've understand how you taken your hands up off of the driving wheel and let God drive the wheel for you. You know what I'm saying? Because you realize you can't control. There are many things out of your control, you know, and so you are learning to trust in the process. You've gotten real comfortable with being quiet. You've gotten real comfortable with not speaking so much, not speaking so soon, you know, not saying, you just learn to sit and wait and be patient. You really mastered the art of patience. You know how cats are so patient? You ever see a cat lock its eyes on a target and it slowly creeps up and inches and watches before it pounces? And they're very accurate on their targets, getting their target, you know. So you've learned how to master patience, you know. You learn to speak when it's necessary. You don't waste your energy anymore on unnecessary things. You're not overly speaking anymore. You only speak when it's necessary. You let your silence fill the room, and you don't care about, like, you don't have awkward silence. Like, you're so comfortable in yourself and in your peace that your silence is peace, right, collective? Like, you really grown comfortable with remaining silent and allowing God, allowing the forces of nature to work with you and work for you. You know, you're not fighting the flow of life. You're riding the wave and going with the flow of life. You're not resistant to anything. You know, you're allowing things to be how they are. And this is bringing you renewed success. This is bringing you the results that you wanted. You know, you no longer fight no more. You realize the less effort that you're putting in to trying to fight for something, the faster it comes to you now. You know, once you set the intention, you put it out there, you release it and let it go, and you understand it's going to come back to you. And now this is bringing your manifestations in faster than when you were thought that you had to put in all that work. You know what I'm saying? And do the most and say the most to get it. Now you're doing the opposite. You're not doing much of anything, and you're allowing your manifestations to come in. And that's powerful because you have shifted your energy. You know, you've shifted your energy from a state of lack to a state of abundance, right? So now your energy isn't so thirsty and fiending and desperate and running rampant. You're rooted in yourself, and you're at peace. And so, and you're rooted in abundance. So now you move through life as if you have everything that you need, and you're not moving like you're running around like you need something. And so now you're bringing in your manifestations because you can only attract what you are. And so when you are walking in full abundance, you are bringing that. Who am I talking to, collective? I know I'm talking to somebody out there, and I know I can't just be talking to myself, all right? If this is you, let me know how this resonates in the comments below. Listen, if this is your first time here, I need you to hit that subscribe button, okay? Because I want you a part of our tribe. And if you're returning, thank y'all so much for continuing to support me. Y'all know I love loyalty, and y'all are loyal AF, all right? It's Kar. I'm signing out. I will talk to you guys later. Love y'all. Bye.